Wait, is there too much? Yeah, I think yeah, that's better. Not so much glare, but there can be glare here. Hey, hold on, this is a bit too much in my eye. Oh my goodness, man. Well, let me see if I can turn it this way. Okay. Okay, that's Matilde Christensen. Give me a minute, thank you. Thank you for the comment. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Facebook, I'm a Rasta for life. Good morning. I didn't forget you guys. Trust me, I did not forget you. I greet you in that divine name of our Lord and Savior, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, who we continue to love and adore. Thank you, Matilde. You're the best. Thank you, Miss Christensen. We washed our face and we brushed our teeth. So let's just give them a minute because you know they're slow and today's Sunday, so you know how it is, right? Okay. So if you have any coffee, we can drink some, Java, and we can wait, right? Hi, Cage. How are you, darling? Ah, you're sweet too. Thank you, Isabella. Oh, thank you, guys. You're making me feel great. Sometimes people make you feel like what you're doing is like nobody don't want to watch you. In our diaspora, you have these individuals that try to make you feel like what you're doing is of no importance or it's boring, and it doesn't draw a crowd. But again, when it comes to, being real on social media, it's more presentable because you're being yourself. You're not being anybody else. You're being you, and you're showing people who you are. But there's a lot of pretending and fakeness that goes on, right? And then when you come on, being yourself, you get called names. You get called all kind of names because you don't fit the norm. Real talk. I love you too, Matilde. Thank you, Cade. I love you guys. Thank you. So, in a case like that, we have to put on our armor. Our armor. Now, when you hear me say armor, it's based on the shield of faith. That's your armor. Also, the sword of the Spirit is your armor. Now, when you hear sword, it doesn't mean the actual sword. It means words. The Father. That's what you're armored with. His words, his spirit. Now, who are we armoring ourselves against? Of course, we know who. Amjad, Satan. This is who we're armoring ourselves from, right? Satan, the demon, the dragon. Because his main work goal, his main thing, is to make us lose faith in our Creator. That's his work. That's his job. His job is to make sure that he makes you lose faith in the Creator. Made to travel. Joey B, I don't do mushrooms. I do weed, right? So no, I have not. Have I? Well, let me be honest here now that you've mentioned it. No, seriously, real talk. When I went to Atlanta to see my sister, she has children, they're in their 20s, right? And my niece, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's no big deal. So my niece, she's driving around. We went by Morehouse College and all of those places, right? And we went down in the hood, right? And then she went to go check her friends, right? And then she had these little thingies. And she said, Auntie. I said, uh-huh. Yada, yada, yada. So I think one time, but no, real talk. That's when I went down there, but that was it, right? But no, I don't indulge in those things. No, I don't. The only thing that I don't do is cannabis sativa. Now, how do you get the shield of faith? It's a possessive thing, right? It's in your possession, right? It's in your possession. And you armor yourself with the truth of the Father. The truth of the Father. This is how you armor yourself, right? With the truth of the Creator. Satan always wants us to question the genuinity of the Father. Keep that in mind. He also tries his best for us to deny the Father. He throws these little darts, right? And that's where the armor of faith comes in. Good morning, Facebook. Ephesians 6. The armor of the Creator. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Pull on the full armor of the Father so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Here, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Good morning, We Paid Seven, Max Nelson, Taiwo Shields. Okay, Joey B. Therefore, out, pull out, put on the full armor of the Creator, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm, then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplates of righteousness in place, and with your feet filled with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Creator, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions, with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the saints. David Velasquez. Hi, David. Pray also for me that whenever I open my mouth, words may be given me so that I will fearlessly make known the mystery of the gospel, for which I am an ambassador in chains. Pray that I may declare it fearlessly as I should. So, thank you for joining me on Rasta Sunday School. Again, this is about, creating content and, of course, continuity. And because this is one of my programs, which is called Rasta Sunday School, it's not something, that you can just present and then disappear and come back again and go back later and, so forth. No, it's called continuity. Even though, ones might not want, to watch or whatever. I know as a program, it deals with continuity. There's others who do want to hear and do want to watch and do want to hear what's going on, scriptures and so forth. And this is the way that you show ones how to be, continuous, even though you might have a small gathering. It's good because that's where the Father is most of the time. Again, we were reading Ephesians, chapter 6, and we began with the armor of God. Thank you for watching Facebook when you do watch on I'm a Rasta for Life. You know how we do, but I'm also remembering, that when I do this on YouTube, that I can turn on Facebook also and do it on I'm a Rasta for Life and share it out there to the other groups, right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep you guys included in the whole, And this is what we do, even on social media. where we can exemplify the Creator, which is a good thing. You know, and to always remember He's around and He's watching us. So yeah, we're reading about the armors, right? The armors. Because Satan's purpose is to always, always make you have doubt in the Father. This is his purpose, right? You know, but we've been armored with the word of the Creator, right? We've been armored with all of the things that we need to know in order to keep, you know, the evil ones away. And then you take your shield of faith, which is you believe in that entity. You believe that no matter what, even though you don't see, but your faith dictates what's up. Because remember, Satan tricked Eve, and he went for her faith. Good? Okay. You know, so it's easily done, you know, by him. Easily done. So we're reading Ephesians 6, and it's dealing with our armors that, you know, the Father has given us in order to defeat evil around us. Real talk. And it's based on your faith, and it's also based on the word. And once you get that word, and once you keep to the word, right, of the Father, you can always defeat the evil ones. Because you have your faith in him and his word. And that's why we should leave everything up to him. Yeah. Yeah. Why? Because finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. That's why. And that's where your faith comes in. Because if you don't believe that he has this mighty power, then Satan is working because you're in denial. And those are the darts he throws. Real talk. Do you get it? Okay. So even when ones say to me that I'm a Rasta, but I'm talking about Jesus and all of that, right? Those are one of the darts. Those are one of the darts. But because I have on that armor, I'm not in denial. No, because I'm well armored. And I'm also protected by the shield of faith. And because you have that truth in the Creator, because you put your truth, you put everything in Him, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Put on the full armor of the Almighty so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. Because he's always scheming against us. So if we don't use that power of the armor we have, he wins. Looks like he's doing a lot of winning. I can't see if this is ear of... Yeah, ear. It says ear. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, put the full armor of the Father, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, stand firm. Then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word, right? Which is the word, right? Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Almighty. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. When you hear the word sword, when you hear the word sword in the Bible, like using the sword and do, that's the word. That's the word. It's not the sword. It's not the literal sword. It's the word. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Almighty, and pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the saints. And that's how you protect yourself with the armor of the Father, the armor and the shield of faith. I had to write stuff down. And the whole purpose of this is that it helps to ward off the evil ones with their evil attacks that are headed your way. Mm-hmm. And that's where you have to armor yourself with the shield of faith. Real talk. On this segment of I Am a Rasta for Life is doing Rasta Sunday School. Yes, Facebook, right? This is what we do every Sunday. It's called continuity, right? Not everybody likes it. Not everybody wants to see it. They say you boring and so forth. But it's okay. Because no matter what, the word is getting out there. And this is what they don't get, right? That it's the word. It's the word. Not everybody wants to hear the word. It's too close to, so they don't want to hear it. But on a continuous basis, because I have this program called Rasta Sunday School, I can't just drop it because, no. This is genuinity. This is not, this is not being fake. This is being genuine. So when you are genuine with the Lord, you continue on with the Lord. You don't just stop because nobody's watching. No, you don't. People watch. It's not about watching, right? It's more about you wanting to hear the word. You ain't got to watch me, but you can listen. About Ephesians 6 and what's being said in Ephesians 6. Of course, it began with children and parents. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. Now it says, honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise that if you do that, you may enjoy a long life on earth. Fathers, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Good. And that's about children and parents. And it's basically telling, children, honor your mother and your father, and your days will be long. And it's also letting fathers know, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. Which means you just read the Bible to your children and let them know what's going on. And, right? Yeah. That would be more of you training them how to live life, right? And, learn about, their creator. And that way it would make them more grounded. Even though you got some children who grow up and they don't have it, they don't believe in a creator. Mm-hmm. So the basic word though is no matter what them feel, the word gotta get out there. And even if they're listening and don't, whatever, but at least they're listening to tidbits of stuff. It's fascinating. So on the Rasta Sunday School, this is always about edifying and enlightening ones when we read, certain parts of scriptures, right? And we can apply it, right, to everyday events. And what we have to do, again, is armor ourselves. And when you do that, it enables you. It enables you not to be on the defense. Because you have on your shield of faith. And because you have on your shield of faith, you know it's just a matter of time. Real talk. You just leave it to the Father. It's just a matter of time. That's your shield of faith. Because again, Satan is forever scheming against us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when he sees that you don't have on your shield of faith, ooh, here come them darts. That's what Ephesians is saying. And Ephesians only goes up from chapter 1 through to 6. And it's basically Paul again, right? Who they crucified and killed, right? This is basically Paul again, doing his, gospel thing, right? Okay. And because you know that you're standing firm with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place. Yeah. So you stand firm in your faith in the Creator. Because he's armored us with these things that we have to utilize. When them start throw the darts and the dagger them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. It's right here in Ephesians chapter 6. Hmm. So that's why it said finally. Paul said finally. This is Paul now, you know. We're reading what Paul is saying. This is about how, you know, his faith also. But this is not, this is Paul, a human being. These are his words. These are not God's words. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. So remember, this is a man who is instructing ones about the Father, the Creator. And he's also letting you know that there's armor that you can put on. And that will help you take your stand against the evil ones. Good? And with that, I think this was absolutely wonderful. I like to read these little things. This is in Ephesians chapter 6, if you want to go look it up. And it's very just wonderful, right? It's very uplifting, and it just encourages you in your faith. Good? And that's why reading these little things, it makes you feel good in your creator, because you get to get a picture of what's going on, that there's this demon running around, right? And he's full of schemes against us. And the more you seek and search and you find, this is where you see that the Father has already provided us with armor against this demon. It's true. But you gotta find that. Where is our armor against this demon? Well, it's in Ephesians 6. Real talk. And that's why, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. You gotta seek and you will find. Yeah, Facebook, you gotta seek and you will find. So even though we claim we're in denial of things we should know, right? Again, who's doing that? The demon. Because we don't know. But now you can put a cap on it. Give me a minute, take a break. I'm going to be gone in a couple of minutes, but I just want to get a little clarity to this thing. And this is my channel, and this is the Rasta Sunday School, and this is what we do, because we don't need a crowd. Thank you for watching. I just want I just want you guys, to know how important this is, as much as one thinks, that it's not. It is. Because you get to, you know, you get a clearer picture of how, the Father wants us to respond, right, to things. You get a clearer picture. And if we go by the word of the Father, right? If we go by the word of the Father, he works things out. Yeah. Because you have acknowledged that he is the mighty power. And you've put on your armor so that you can stand firm against the devil's schemes. I mean, even though we're sinners, it's not that we should be sinners, right? Right? Because we've been armored with these things. And it's basically like a spiritual thing where the Father is the mighty power. And once you're armored with that, within power, you can take your stand against the demon then. Real talk on this Rasta Sunday School. Because remember, Satan's purpose is to always have us have doubt about the Father, the Creator. That's his purpose. And this is where we humans have the word of the Spirit, which in flesh is the word of the Creator. So when you put on, or when you take the shield of faith, that's what you use to ward off the demon them and their attacks. Yeah, that's your shield. Good? And that's why them said, therefore, put on the full armor of the Father, so that when the day the evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. In addition to all of this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil ones. Good? And there's a helmet, there's a breastplate, and there's a shield. And a sword. Isn't that something? You got a helmet, you got a breastplate, you got the shield, and you got the sword. These are the things that you're armored with in order to protect yourself from the demon then. Yeah. That's what Ephesians 6 verses 10 through to 18, that's what it's telling us. Isn't that fascinating? And you see, that's why scriptures is wonderful, because the more that you read and the more that you seek is the more that you find, and you're able to, like, put things together gradually. It's just fascinating. It's just fantastic. It's just great. It's just warm and fuzzy. It is. So this is what we do on Rasta Sunday School, right? As much as you think it's, Rasta, whatever, it's okay. It's okay. It's not about, it's not about the hype. It's more about just, finding stuff and sharing it with you guys and just saying how wonderful it is. And that you can, read even for yourself that we've been armored, right? We've been armored by the Father. He's given us armor. Imagine, right? And we've named the armors, right? We got the shield. We got the breastplate. I think I missed one. Oh, I missed one. We got five. We got five. We got the shield. We got the breastplate. We got the belt. We got the belt. We got the helmet. And we got the sword. And they all represent something, right? You got, which is the full armor. That represents the full armor of the Father, head to toe. You got the helmet. You got the belt. But I don't know if we should include the feet, but that's okay. Okay, let's do it again. We got the helmet. We got the breastplate. We got the belt. One's missing. We got the shield. And we got the sword. That is the armor of the Creator given to us. This is amazing. And we use all of these tools, armor. This is our armor. So we use this armor against Satan, the demon them, and their schemes. And this is why it's called Sunday School, Rasta Sunday School. Because in a case like this, we can also break down what we're reading. We can break it down and have clarity as to what this means. So your full armor is your belt, your breastplate, your shield, your helmet, your sword. I think that's 5. I don't know if I missed one. Your armor is the belt, the breastplate, the shield, the helmet, and the sword. So that's our armor. That's our armor against all evil and wickedness. Real talk. So even though ones think this is boring and uninteresting and so forth, no, it's not. Because what's happening here is that the ones who are watching, they're being edified, right? There's a heightening going on. There's more of a edification thing going on where they can say, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, it's there, right? You just have to know where it is. So it's in Ephesians 6, and it's called the armor of God. And we found 5 of them. And we've named the 5 that he's provided us with. That's our armor. It's fascinating. Do we utilize this armor on a daily basis? So, at least when one's question you about how you protect yourself, right, from these demons and things, you've been equipped now with the 5 things that the Father has given us in the form of armor to protect us, right? You just got that today. If you knew this already, no problem. But we've read in Ephesians 6 that the armor of the Creator consists of a breastplate, a belt, a shield, a helmet, and a sword. And that's what he's given us with his mighty power. So I hope you enjoyed this segment of I'm a Rasta for Life Sunday School. Of course, you can read this in Ephesians 6. You could read the whole thing, right? And then you'll get to the armor of God. And you could read that for yourself, right? So, Facebook, thank you for watching when you watch. Thank you very much. And YouTube, thank you. This was fun. Thank you for the thumbs up. David Valesquez, we paid 7. Hi, sweetheart. Max Nelson, hi, darling. Hi, Tawu. Tawu, you know you are something else. Joey B, thank you for the commentary. Isaac, whatever. So rude. Alice Soul, at Made to Travel. Bless up on a good self. Joey B. Keep it up, Joey. Keep it up. At Made to Travel. Bless up your good self. Ahmed, Amjad, Al, Joani. Hi. Matilde Christensen. I love you too, sweetheart. Thank you for watching. Cage, I love you too. Thank you for the support. Isabella. Thank you, Isabella. That's my mother's name, by the way, Isabella. Matilde. Ah, thank you, baby. Cage, hi again, honey. Thanks again, Matilde. I hope you guys enjoyed the Rasta Sunday School. I gotta get ready. But at least you've learned that you've been armored and you know what your armor consists of, and there are 5 of them, right? You got the breastplate, You got the belt, you got the helmet, you got your shield, and you got your sword.